So it's nice to see they're doing something new here. That's what I like to see. Life by You is doing something that The Sims has never done. And I think for a simulation game, we need something new. We desperately need something new. So, Life by You is an upcoming simulation game. How do I start this video? Developed by Paradox. Now, what I think is really interesting is like, let's talk about Paradox for a second here. Now, I know Paradox from 2 games. One game is going to be City Skylines. Oh my god, I love City Skylines. It is seriously, City Skylines is a different breed of game. This is the first game that I know Paradox by. So we have this game here. I own like so many DLC. Now, what I want to say to you guys before we get into this is Paradox has a lot of games that have DLC in them. So that's something to note here. It's a different kind of game. So this is like a city building game, right? This is like equivalent to SimCity. We can just say that. City Skylines like is what basically created a brand new generation of city building games, because before this there was like what SimCity in 2013, and that game was like absolutely horrible. So that's the first game that I know Paradox from. The second game I know Paradox from is I think more in line what me and you know as far as like simulation games. So Crusader Kings, guys, I have been playing this game non-stop this entire weekend. I have 50 hours clocked in this game, and I would gladly clock 50 hours more. What this game is like you play, let me pop open this game real quick. Crusader Kings is like a medieval game simulator. Basically, it is very much so in the line, actually, now that I think about it, it's very much so in the line with like the Sims franchise, which is really interesting. You know how you get like random events that can happen, like in the Sims 2, those come in like chance cards. In the Sims 4, you know, with the story progression neighborhood model that they added, there's a little bit of that like unknownness. Crusader Kings is very much so in the line of like a chance card. Like you'll get random opportunities and random things that will pop up on your screen. You can be a ruler, you can be a count or a countess, you can be a duke. It's Western civilizations and some Eastern civilizations and Northern Africa. There are other rulers you can play with, but there's Crusader Kings 1, Crusader Kings 2. Here we go. Here's my person I'm playing right now. And this is somebody that I have like picked to play them. Oh, it's gonna start me off. So look at this. I can pick as like any civilization, right? Like I can pick from the East, I can pick from Northern Africa down here, so like Ghana, and then I can pick from like England, which is like absolutely split up in this time period. So we're talking about like 1867. This is when this game is taking place, 1867. So as you can tell, I'm just gonna pick someone random, and I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. It is very, very like, I'm in the crutches of the medieval time. You can also like marry people off. So for example, I can marry my heir to like this girl right here, and it would make it so we can get an alliance. It also tells you like what your chance of having children is, so on and so forth. So I think this is more in the line of like what we think as like simulation players. And there's a lot of intricacies about this game, but I want you to take note of the graphics in this game, because I think this is going to be very pertinent to what we talk about later, because these aren't like prettiest graphics, but I would say they're pretty good. This game is pretty limited with like the stuff you need to see. So like if I zoom in really close, I can see like figures and that sort of thing. Like there's rivers and stuff in this, there's Bering Straits that you can cross, and mountain masses and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can also make very inbred families. You probably have seen a video on YouTube before, like making the biggest inbred family in Crusader Kings 3 or something like that. So there's also what's really cool about this game too is there's traits. So like your ruler, for example, he's a chieftain of Desmond down here, and which would be Ireland, not modern day Ireland. Yeah, he has like the seducer, which gives him better fertility, so he can have more kids, and he has intrigue, meaning that he can backstab people and murder people easier, because you can like murder and like abduct people in this game. So anyway, he also has other traits like ambitious, chaste, and cynical, and depending on your religion in this game, like for example, he's insularism, which is a Christian faith, he gets a bonus because he's chaste, and that's like something Christians like, I guess, in the context of the game. So anyway, this game is going to be very important. Oh my gosh, that scared me. Thank you for the Jeep Cherokee. Thank you for the 7 months, rat boy. I wanted to bring up that game because that is the second game that I'm familiar with, at least in terms of Paradox. Like I said, there is so much freaking DLC for the game I just showed you guys. Both games that I showed you by Paradox, both City Skylines and Crusader Kings 3, have so much DLC, but I feel like we shouldn't hold that against games nowadays, because as sad as it is, that is becoming the norm for how you get updates released for the game. Whether you like that or not, that's a whole other kind of like sort of debate within itself. What I want to talk talk about is the new Paradox game, which is Life by You, obviously. So moving on from those other two Paradox games. So apparently, from what I've heard, this game has been in production for like over 10 years, which is crazy. And you can currently get it in early access starting on September 2023, which is really close. Like that is so close. It will be released for early access, and it's currently on Steam and Epic Games. So if you guys like wanted to wishlist it or pre-order it, I would hold off on pre-ordering it. I think only on Epic you can pre-order it, but I would wait till we see some more stuff until we do that. Thank you, Gwen. I appreciate it.
Subbed long enough to have a baby.
Thank you. 9 months. I appreciate it. Paradox games are usually very in-depth. I wanted to really kind of pivot us to check out the brand new Paradox game that will be coming out, Life by You. So I'm going to skip to the intro here, the live stream. So this was a live stream done, I think, when was this done? Like 5 days ago? Yeah, 5 days ago on March 20th. And I think it's so funny because I can see like the chat as I have this open, and like people are going absolute batshit crazy for this game, and I love it so much. Like look at everyone in chat. They're all counting down. I'm so excited. Just before you're done. I don't know about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I also watch all my YouTube videos at 1.5 speed, so I hope that's not annoying for any of you.
Hi everyone, I'm Rocio, Community Manager.
Community Manager.
Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the Life by You announcement show. First off, be sure to drop all of your questions in the chat throughout the show. We will be collecting them and hope to answer them in the coming weeks and months.
They gone fairly have.
Where can you find those answers? On our social channels at Life by You _.
Oh, look at these graphics, high quality.
We have some team members who are going to show you different gameplay features.
Who could this be right next to her, to the right of her? Who could this be? I wonder.
A game you might have heard about if you're here. Before we get to talking more about gameplay, let me introduce you to the GM of our studio, Rod Humble. Rod?
Rod Humble? Who could that be? Okay, so we need to first of all talk about, because I want to make sure we're dissecting each part of this. You guys know when I cover things on my channel, I do not half-ass things. So Rod Humble, let's just see. First of all, I'm sure we all know Rod Humble. He's the one that gives you the computer. Greetings, they call me Mr. Humble, and I am here to bestow upon you a great gift. This box contains sim wonders that will dazzle and amaze. You've been awarded this for reasons far too great to tell. Open it if you dare. Open it, I say. He is canonically in The Sims 2. Can we take a second with the likes of, was Britney Spears in The Sims 1? Or who was it Christina Aguilera? Someone was in The Sims 1. That's like a celebrity. Rod Humble canonically in The Sims 2. We have baby Ariel in The Sims 4. Like all these IRL celebrities are canonically in The Sims franchise. Crazy. Furthermore, to kind of further who Rod Humble is, because I feel like it's really important to understand who he is before we get into why this game is making big waves in like the Sims community. So he was the executive producer with the Sims division for EA since 2004, and then he left, I think, with The Sims 3 on October 2008 is when he left. I think he went to work on Second Life. Yes, he went to work on Second Life. And so yeah, that is who Rod Humble is. I love how it doesn't even have a photo of him. It's literally just the sim. He's a sim in real life. This is what he looks like. So when we see this guy, just imagine like this face on this guy. It actually kind of looks like him. That's crazy. Wait, look at that. This definitely could be like a younger version of him. That's eerie. They did a really good job at making him. That is who Rod Humble is. Before we, you know, jump into why this game is like so important and why we need to cover this.
Life by You is a game that emphasizes freedom. It's a life simulator where you get to create your world, your way. And we're going to talk about all the features in a lot of depth coming up. But first, why don't we just show you the trailer?
Yeah, let's roll the trailer.
All right, so here's the trailer. This is like what they gave to the press. You know, this is our first impressions. Are you guys ready for our first impressions? Rod Humble is real. He's right here in front of us. Paradox Interactive. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at those rolling hills. Look at it all. All footage captured in-game build. Oh my gosh. This makes me so excited. It looks like a City Skylines game, doesn't it? Like just like a more fleshed out. I don't know how to explain it. If you played City Skylines, you know what I'm talking about. Open worlds. They definitely like are kind of nudging us like, hey guys, this is an open world. Music's kind of got me bopping. Ooh, I'm looking at this screenshot right now. Obviously, this game is not even in early access. We have like 6 more months to wait until we get early. More than that, right? No, 6 months. Visually, I don't know how I feel. Anyway, she's like watering some stuff out here. The UI, there's more to be desired for sure. The UI looks a little messy, I will say, but once again, this is in very early beta, so let's not judge it too harshly here. I haven't seen anyone say this about any of the little people here when they're thinking things, but these emojis are like the default ones that come with Windows. Let's talk about that, Lizzie. On the bottom here, we have all of our needs, right? We have rest, food, toilet, fun, drink, social, and hygiene, which are basically the same ones we see in the Sims franchise, with the addition of drink. Drink is another one that was added to this, which is pretty cool. We have a plate of food over here. Oh, wait a second. We saw something there. So she's like making food. And I like this red circle around the ground of their feet too. It's pretty cool. Okay, but we go over here. Risa Smith, who is Evan Phillips's co-worker, roommate. She's drinking tap water, and it looks like they do have traits in this game too, which I really haven't seen anyone talk about. They have traits just like you would have in The Sims, because next to her name it says foodie, which would be really cool if this was like an acquired thing. Like the more your sim eats, the more that they can like become a foodie, or if they find, oh my god, I don't know why, but the baby noise is like constantly scaring me. Thank you, I appreciate it, CEO. He's standing in the summoning circle like a demon. It's phasmophobia, this phasmophobia summoning circle. We have a little thing above their head here. Now, I have to think about how I like to see. I mean, I actually think this is really intuitive. You can see what your sim is doing above their head. I do wish that it wasn't all words. Like, I've been doing a lot of web design recently, and I found out the more you can tell with visuals, like visuals on a psychological standpoint are a lot more stimulating than like text on a pages. I mean, think of when you read a book versus when you watch a movie. In all honesty, it depends on like what kind of person you are, but I think watching a movie or TV show are a lot more stimulating. Like, you're telling me this cooking couldn't have been told without like a little tiny icon picture? Come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think this needs to be a lot more tightened and like cleaned up before this game is released, because a lot of this text on screen could easily have been told with visuals instead of text. They're making out. Oh, the red love hearts. Do you guys see that? It's like, it's giving like love petals in The Sims 3. It's also really kind of dark. Did we just see that? It's really dark. And there's like a lamp right here. That's interesting. Someone in chat earlier said a shader mod would be really good. Willow Tree 89 says a good shader may be the difference. I totally agree with you. Like, this scene right here is so freaking dark for there being a lamp next to these two Sims. I call them Sims. People. I think they're called people or person. It's very alpha for sure. It is very alpha. It's giving Second Life. Well, you know, Rod Humble did work on Second Life, so the bus, I don't know why, but the bus to me, like, can I make one of my people be a bus driver? And I heard somewhere that they're gonna let you drive in third person. Oh my god. The skateboarding is something really cool. We have never seen like a sim get around town with skateboards. We've seen it in Sims 3 with bikes, but never skateboards. Never skateboards. By the way, sorry if I overshare a little. Oh, okay, girl. I love her with her hoops and like her sports bra on. I love it. She's shopping. You can go shopping in person. Also, this is another thing to note, is Rissa's in the same house. Oh my gosh, guys. The return of those freaking Windows emojis. You guys see that in the left corner? There's another freaking Windows emoji. I cannot. I hope these are placeholders. Imagine they use default Windows emojis in the left corner, or like to, you know, whenever your sim is in a certain mood. She has a crush. Yeah, so we saw her earlier. Let me go back a little bit. She was the one that was living with Evan right here with the dirty plate in the kitchen. Yeah, there's already a storyline. There's a storyline in the trailer. I've seen nobody talk about this so far. That's why I love talking like in stream capacity, because we can like kind of work out these things with ourselves in chat, which is pretty cool. Okay, anyway, let's continue on watching this. So this is what really interested me here, was Rissa's in the same household with Evan. And this, so apparently when you have roommates, this is what it's going to display like. So I assume if you were to click on Evan over here, or whoever this other girl is, it would switch over to their control, which is very much so like what we've seen, you know, in a typical Sims game. But also you have to remember, The Sims 3 has a mechanism where you can click on the sim, I think, but you can't control them, like the whole roommate mechanism that came with the Sims 3 University. So that's really something to take note of here, is you will be able to control, even if you have roommates and they're not, you know, it's kind of like making a household, but putting no relation between those two Sims in a household. All right, let's continue on here. Keep watching. I keep stopping. I'm sorry if that bothers you. Oh, wow. Okay. So look at that. Wait. That's really important. So we're currently playing Chadwick, right? So look at Chadwick's household down here. And we have this other guy in Chadwick's household. And then whoever is making this footage clicks on Cecily over here. Look at that. It changes to Cecily. So that's really interesting. But here's the weird thing. The guy looks the same in both households. I don't know if that's like a game bug. Oh, wow. Look at all these extra Sims or people over here. Here's that placeholder guy again. I assume this is all test footage. So that's probably why it looks like that. I can't understand the UI, but I think it's because I'm too used. It's very cluttered. It needs some tidying up, but I'm sure it'll be fine when it comes out in September. It'll probably be nicer. But there we go. Look at that. Switched right over to a different Sim. Andrea! I love Andrea. Or, wait, is that Andrea? Andreas? Take direct control. So they told her to move right there. Get your ass over there, Andrea. Ooh, color wheel. Y'all see that color wheel? Wait, what was that? What was that little menu I just saw? Hold on. What is this? Existing humans. Oh, so we're calling them humans. Is this gonna be the edit family bin? I feel like this is gonna be the equivalent to the edit town bin in The Sims. Here, let me kind of like put this off to the side of the screen so you guys can see. I love people. The people in chat are freaking out. I love it. No rabbit holes. Yes, Arthur, no rabbit holes. This is like the equivalent to the edit town bin, I think. So let's see what we can see here. We can see first name Cecily, last name Greaves, appearance edit. So I guess you can edit Sims directly like in the edit town bin, I suppose. Behavior adult default, which is, I don't know what that means. Adult default, like what could that mean? Behavior adult default. So can I change an adult's behavior to like an elder so they act like an old person? And like vice versa, like I can make an old person act like an adult. Is that what that means? I don't know. Money, they have a lot of money, so I guess you can cheat them money like directly in the screen, which is interesting. Human XP. See, that's what's really interesting. What does human XP mean? What does that entail? Like, what is human? Is that like quests, or is that, what do you use XP for? Is it like the equivalent of lifetime reward points? Oh my gosh, that whistle scared the shit out of me. Is that equivalent to lifetime reward points? What are we gonna be able to buy with human XP? Aspiration points. I wonder if it's like lifetime reward points. Home. They can set their home and their workplace. So I guess technically if you wanted to make their home like someone else's house and like have them intrude on another sim or another person, can you do that? I don't know. Job XP. So I guess we're gonna have a difference between human XP and job XP. So I assume job XP is like job promotions. So I guess that kind of nudges us to believe that there will be like different ranks to a career, which makes sense. And obviously there'll be a trade system. So that's interesting. Not Cecily being homeless. That's so funny. Tell your stories. Oh wait, we can see that building unrendering there. Let's take another look at that. Let's go like frame by frame. Okay, so look at this. They're grabbing the person and they're just dragging them around. That is crazy. Okay, let's see this building. So they can see this building on the left. Watch it unrender. I kind of want to see what's like in it. I'm gonna go frame by frame. Okay, so beach bathrooms. Oh, this is so interesting. So every time you unrender a lot, like basically open it up, like, you know, when you can go page down in your Sims game, you can like open up buildings. This gives you a description of what it is. So this is the beach bathrooms. This is so, I'm like, I got chills because the way that you can build tiny buildings like this and have them have their own like lot name essentially on like bigger lots, like a beach, is so interesting. Like think in the Sims 3, for example, when you have a beach lot, you can't differentiate between the beach bathrooms and the beach where the shoreline is. It's all one singular lot. But this is like, you can have small lots on even bigger lots. Like we can have a beach bathrooms on a beach, if that makes sense. It's not like there's no separation. It doesn't all have to be smushed into one lot. Okay, so we have, oh my gosh, this is what I'm most interested in here. We have the create a person. So this is the LBY, Life by You household. That's cute. I guess these are all the tester Sims. I wonder if we'll see these tester Sims in the game. But we have lots of different options here. We're gonna have to go frame by frame here and just take a look at all of these just to kind of like break them down. And yes, we do have non-binary Sims. I keep calling them Sims. I'm gonna keep doing that, guys. We have non-binary people, that's what they call them in the game, right? People in the game, like right off the rip, which is great. We have I wish I could get this like stupid, there's like the title of the game there. I want to like see what all of it is. Ombre hair. Yes, we have ombre hair in base game, I suppose. So we can give them jobs. This is so interesting. We can give them jobs right out of create a person. That's fast. That has never been done before in a simulation or a Sims game, in an EA Sims game. To give them job titles right out of create a person is crazy. They can assign their home, which is also something we've never seen before. And we can assign their furniture. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. We can have them have like basic furnishings, or I assume like you can get like really nice, expensive furnishings as well. So we have Queenie Culver, who goes by she, her. You can set pronouns right in the game, and you can set their vehicle right in create a person as well. You can obviously randomize them, which is something we've seen before. And we have some notes up here. So I assume these are like notes you write for yourself. Rural upbringing, happy childhood, genius, dramatic, cultured, messy, fickle, active, and wily. I thought it was the bio. I think it's just like maybe it translates whatever is over here into over here as well. I don't know. This is what's most interesting to me is you can choose their vehicle and where they live right out of create a person. That is crazy to me. Like, we've never had that before. You always have to kind of work for that in The Sims, which honestly, I like to work for things. I like to not have my Sims just have like a nice place right off the rip or have like a nice car. So it's nice to see they're doing something new here. That's what I like to see. Life by You is doing something that The Sims has never done. And I think for a simulation game, we need something new. We desperately need something new. Yeah, you can also randomize their personality. Let's not forget about that. And then we have Dane Stevens. I want to read through all the personalities. Okay, so we have family, secret, city, upbringing, wordsmith, cheerful, ambitious, cultured, tidy, goofy, flirtatious, ingenious. I guess this is how you make like backstories in the game, I suppose. And then we have Seth Jones, turbulent childhood, technological background, wordsmith, genius, gloomy, cultured, lazy, and awkward. This heavily reminds me of, and I'm gonna pull up the game here. If you guys have ever played the great game that is RimWorld, they have the same exact system where you give your person in RimWorld's backstory in the character creator, and it is such a good system. If you like The Sims, you will like RimWorld. So the whole thing with RimWorld, and by the way, RimWorld is not by Paradox, so don't like think what I'm showing you is also a game by Paradox. This is by like a private, you know, indie. His name is Ludian Studios. It's a very small creator, and I think he makes this. I think it's on like a really small team, where it's either a team or just one person. But RimWorld gives you these traits. Like, all of these people have different sort of traits. So, for example, Hagen is industrious, a cannibal, and ecologically hypersensitive. And then they all have like pre-made like relations, that sort of thing in the it looks like Prison Architect, right? This is such a good game though. My point here is that this character creator that you see with this is very much so giving me the backstories and traits that RimWorld has. Like, for example, here you can see childhood. So Jamie here was a sickly child. As a child, Jamie suffered from a rare disease. Quarantined in a hospital, she had minimal human interaction and got little exercise. In the sterile hospital environment, however, she became very familiar with science and medicine. So then that would give Jamie a boost to medicine. And then, for example, Quiche took down trees and collected wood and hilly passes and ravines. She learns both how to fell the trees safely and blah, blah, blah. You guys get it? These all give you backstories. So what I assume is that will be the same thing going on here. When we have a backstory here, it's going to be much like how RimWorld is doing it. It tells a story. It tells a story about where your person has been leading up to until where you've created them. That's what, when I just saw that just now, that is what that was giving me. RimWorld's traits are more fun though, and not family friendly. Life by You are so general, they might not do anything special. That's true. Yeah. RimWorld is very much so. Yeah, RimWorld is a little bit I mean, you saw one of the people was a cannibal. Okay, so it looks like we have Jennifer here. I'm just like looking through all the stuff. Oh, Jennifer has a nice house. Wow, good for you, Jennifer. Proud of you. Oh, okay, so here are all the cosmetics. I'm gonna go super slow. I'm gonna slow the video down to 75%. So we're gonna see here. Look through all the clothes. The clothes are interesting, but I'm gonna hold my judgments on the clothes because that's like really negligible compared to the entire game. All right, we're going into the build mode now. They're showing off some build tools, which is pretty cool. Someone's dragging a wall. This is like the same system in The Sims 3, which is pretty cool, and Sims 4 as well. They're very intuitive. I feel like bare minimum nowadays, most games require some good build tools, right? Also, Peep, this is the same house that, what was her name? Risa Smith, the one that we saw earlier, the one that was working. This is where her and Evan live. There's literally lore. This trailer has lore in it. Okay, this is where Risa and Evan were living earlier. I love it. Yeah, Risa, this is the same exact house. This is it during the day, I guess, because I think they were cooking at night, right? So the build looks very intuitive. It's giving Sims 4. I'm interested to see, oh, they cut it right when they're about to have the windows. But here's the existing lot. So this is going to be like the edit town bin in The Sims 3, for example, where you can drag and drop a lot. This is something I did see on Twitter. Look how freaking cool this is, guys. You can just pick a lot right out of here, out of your library, and plop it right down. Are you kidding me? You can put it on hills, you can put it like across roads, and it looks like there's very little limitation. You guys see how like you can turn it, and this is an entire hill back here, and this is like they're just turning it like it's nothing. That is so cool. It's so good. It is so good. Imagine in the middle of the road, yeah, the people just like ram into your house. We have a person here who's driving, Crystal. She's driving to work, which I just love that. Like, the girl is literally driving to work. Or is this even her? It says walking down here, but she's driving and we're like following her. So I guess we're gonna have little tasks up here. It says complete the work day, go to work and do the work task. Oh, this is something I definitely wanted to talk about. I'm gonna do another poll and this is gonna be pertinent to what I'm about to say. Do you guys like active careers in The Sims? I don't. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't. I'm gonna put a poll so you guys can vote in chat right now. For an example, if you don't know what an active career is, an active career would be like firefighting in The Sims 3, or like that Get to Work expansion that came out with The Sims 4. How you have to go to the work site with the person or the sim, depending on if you're playing Life by You or The Sims franchise, and you have to play out the day with them basically and like complete mini tasks in order to complete your workday and like obviously promote in your career. Personally, I do not like active careers. I like them to an extent. I just think that they can be a lot. Like sometimes when I have like an 8-sim household, for example, I despise active careers. I really do. I hate them because I have to micromanage what every single sim in my 8-person household is doing. It is really annoying if you have a really big household. If you are playing like, for example, a smaller household where it's just one sim or like a younger sim, like a young adult, then I like to play it like that. But when I have a huge family, oh my God, no. When I have a huge family, no, honey, I cannot do an active career. It's too much for me. It's too taxing on my brain. I have to expend too much brain capacity to do an active career. Sometimes I like to just send my sims off into a rabbit hole for the day and not have to see them for 8 or so sim hours. When you have a huge family, it's your fault, says Pizza. Okay. Sims 3 ones are kind of cute when they work. No, but I'm going with the flow. I'm ready to be sold on what they give me. Life by You has no rabbit holes. I know. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. I'm a little worried about Life by You being very hands-on and I can't just send my person to a rabbit hole. I don't know how I feel. I like the option of having it. See, I like the option too, Baddie. That's a really good point. The option of it being there is really cool. Yeah, there's gonna be 0 rabbit holes in Life by You. 0, none, no rabbit holes at all. It's all gonna be open according to what Rod Humble has said so far. No rabbit holes, all open world. We'll see what goes on with that. But anyway, let's see how is the poll. Let's see what the poll results are. So 60% of you are saying yes, you like active careers, and 40% of you are saying no active careers. And I am very much so in the no kind of train there. Carrying on, Crystal is walking her car right now. Why is there like this submit button? Do you guys see that on my screen? What is happening? There we go. Event creator. We have item creator, shop creator, object creator. By the way, we should go through each one of these and kind of like surmise what that's gonna mean for a game. Like I really want to see what that's gonna be. We can like kind of guess here. Conversation creator, we know what that is because we already saw. We'll get to that later when I show it. We already know what that is. Event creator, I assume that would be like throwing a party like in the Sims games. Item creator, that's probably gonna be more for modders, like creating your own items and whatever. That's gonna be really cool. Shop creator, this is gonna be, I can guarantee this will be something like open for business. I can guarantee it. I can almost 100% say with confidence this will be open for business. It's cool that will be in the base game though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's never been in a Sims base game before. We have an object creator, which is once again, I think it's gonna be more for modders. A mod creator, once again, more for modders. Career creator is gonna be like an NROS careers module type of thing. That NROS mod called careers, where you can make your own custom careers and whatever, what they have to do, like the levels of the career and whatever. It's very much so like they are giving us in the game engine of Life by You, they are giving us all of these tools to kind of experiment with, which I think is gonna be great. We have a quest creator. So this is something I'm really interested in. By the way, yes, one. A lot of you like active careers, I guess. So this is gonna be interesting. All of you people that like to really get in there and micromanage, this is gonna be a perfect game for you guys. This game will be very, very laggy. I don't think so. I mean, I think you're gonna have to have a really high spec computer, but probably not gonna run very well on low spec computers. But I anticipate if you have a decent gaming computer, I don't actually think it'll be that laggy. I really don't. And that's not to say there'll be no lag, but not as much as The Sims 3. I don't think it'll have as much as The Sims 3. Okay, so we have quest creator here, which is okay. So what I wanted to say something about this. So there aren't really any quests in the Sims games as it is, unless with the exception of the Sims 2 Castaways and the other Sims games that are like more structured, like Sims Life Stories. Oh my God, I love Sims Life Stories. We need to play through the Sims Life Stories on the channel because it is such a good game. Like, I love Sims Life Stories. And what are the other ones? Sims Medieval has quests and that sort of thing. Sims 3 opportunities. When I think of a quest, I'm thinking like this will lead you to the end of the game. Whereas Sims 3 is like very open-ended. So I think opportunities are more like, it's an opportunity, it's not really a quest. Anyway, that's what I think. When I think quest creator, that's what I think. We have script creators, so you can create your own scripts, which is like a mod. I think this is also going to be really good for people who want to get into mods but aren't quite sure. This will give you a really big kind of a step in the right direction to learning how to mod and code and that sort of thing, like code and scripts and make scripts and whatever. I don't know. And we also have gameplay creator. I don't know what that means. What is gameplay creator? Can you make your own like custom gameplay things? Posture check, thank you. Recipe creator, so obviously that's for food. Skill creator, we have trait creator, we have crafting creator, collectible creator, outfit creator, household creator, story creator, life creator. I'm running out of breath. There's so many creators. Everything is so hands-on in this game. Amazing. Absolutely love it. Absolutely adore it. And I think we're gonna go back to Rod Humble and this community manager here. So yeah, we are. I wanna hear what Rod Humble has to say. He's gonna have some. I heard he was throwing shade at The Sims 4 in this. I heard he was. All right, let's see.
That was a lot of fun.
That was so much fun.
We, the dev team, we all made that trailer together. So we played the game and we captured footage and we put it together. Life by You, as I hope you'll have seen, is one of the most moddable and open life
Yes,
sims.
we saw.
Yeah, and I think that's actually one of the things the community has been asking about the most is how open is this game? Rod, I think you're one of the best people to speak to that. Would you mind telling the community a bit more?
When we started making Life by You,
More footage.
open world was at the center of our game design. And that's because Life doesn't have any loading screens, and we didn't want any loading screens either. So
No, he just said that Life doesn't have any loading screens and we didn't want to have any loading screens either. Is that some shade towards The Sims 4? Mr. Rod Humble, hello? Okay, we have a salon over here, which is really interesting.
we wanted you to be able to move around your world and change how you play anytime you
Ooh,
wish. So for example,
I love those animations when you click on something. Is so cute. Look
you
how
to be
they
able to
pop
move
up.
around your world
Watch.
and
Right there,
change
right here.
how you
They're cute. It's like a little pop-up menu.
play anytime you wish. So for example,
Definitely
if you've made
shade,
a
yes.
household and one person's at home, maybe cooking, one person's at
I love, okay, I know I just bashed on how much text they're using in the UI of this game, but I love this kind of how it tells you who you're on. Now, I wouldn't want to play with this text here the whole time, but I think when you pop up on the lot, maybe for like 5 seconds, it'll pop up and then it'll fade off. I think it's a really, really good way to like make sure you're playing the right household. I don't know why, but I love this, how it designates which lot you're on and it tells you. I wouldn't want to hear the whole time though. First loaded, yeah, for sure. Okay, continuing on.
work, one person's down the beach socializing. You can swap between them anytime. You just click on their portrait.
I love how the cars are parked on the side of the road. Look how the cars are parked.
The camera will pan.
Wait, why is our car just stopped? There's a car stopped in the middle of the intersection. And they have $36 million. Okay.
There's no loading screens between buildings, between the world, or at all. You just move it around.
Love
In
it.
addition, when you do select somebody, if there's any non-player characters around, you can take them over if you want. If you decide I want to play their life for a while or permanently, you can take them over.
we saw this clip
all of
before.
their memories, their relationships, their loves, their hates, their possessions. All of it is stored, and they're playing by the same rules you are. Finally, there's not much point in having an open world.
Someone said, no, Vigil said they try to get insurance money by parking in the middle of the freaking intersection. It's so funny.
Unless you can really enjoy it and explore it. And so we've got a whole bunch of transportation options. I love cars, I love skateboards. We've got those in the game.
Yes.
We've also got motorbikes. You can jog, you can bicycle, go anywhere that you want within the open world.
Yes.
In addition to that, you can click to move, so you can click anywhere you like in the
Someone needs to default Rob Humble to Sims 2 with this new look. Wait, the off face for that little emote appeared over his face. Oh my god, someone does need to default Rod Humble. And guys, it's not his new look. It's called getting older, y'all. Y'all are doing this man so dirty. He has made 2 quality games, The Sims 2, The Sims 3, and now Life by You. And Second Life, that other one, I never played it, but you know, Second Life. Y'all, okay, there we go again. Look, we got all over his face again. Don't do this man so dirty. Put some respect on his name. Come on.
world, and then your agent will drive there or walk there or jog there or you can activate direct control mode. You can personally drive by pushing forward either on the arrow key or if you want to plug in a control.
Yeah, oh my god. Plumbella asked if you can do hit and runs in this game. Listen to what he just said.
Personally drive by pushing forward either on the arrow key or if you want to plug in a controller.
Oh my gosh, you can literally drive. I can't wait to hit everybody. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
You can accelerate and
Honestly, she said you can't do hit and runs, so I mean, that's kind of out of the question, but the thought, listen, modders, they said that this game is highly moddable, so I'm sure someone will make a mod where you can hit people in the game, right?
accelerate. It's a lot of fun driving in our world. You can also walk using direct control like you would with like an action RPG.
Ew, I don't know why, but like, I don't like having to walk my person around. I guess you can point and click, but like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about walking my own person, like using WASD. I feel like I'm playing like GTA or something.
It's an over-the-shoulder camera. That feeling of freedom really helps explore the open world and enjoy all of the variety that you find within it. So when you see anywhere within the open world, like top of a mountain, the woods, the beach, you can just go there and you decide how you want to get there. You take your transportation of your choice. And of course, it being an open world, we want lots of things to do. And so we've added spawnables and collectibles. We've got a whole editor that enables you to add your own. But by default, when you load up the game, you'll see that we've got seashells, archaeology, a whole bunch of spawnables out there for you to discover and collect. So that's what we mean by open world. It really is all encompassing. All of the game systems use open world. None of it uses rabbit holes. It's all running all the time. And it's not only open spatially, it's also open in terms of time. You can time skip forward a decade if you want with the click of a button. So that's what we mean by open world. It's skip forward a decade.
He skipped, wow.
Not only open spatially, it's also open in terms of...
Also, know how he said, there's rabbit holes, like, what did he say? Let me see what he said.
Use open world. None of it uses rabbit holes. You can time skip forward.
Oh, I love this UI. You can do, what is that? Is that 1 decade down there? You can do 1 year, 1 month, and then 1 day, I think. That'd be the next morning.
Decade, if you want, at the click of a button. So that's what we mean by open world. It's open in terms of space, in terms of gameplay, in terms of game system, and in terms of time. And we really hope that you're going to like it.
Thank you so much, Rod. That was really, for me, informative as well. I think one of my favorite things is that you can control anyone at any time.
Thank you, Rocio. Yeah, it reinforces the sense of freedom that we wanted to give players.
Yeah,
there should be no barriers and no friction between the kind of game that you want to play and the kind of world that you want to create.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of creating, we have a lot of builders who are watching right now, and I think you'll be excited to see our next segment. We have our senior game designer, Hannah, who's actually going to walk through some of our build tools.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm a senior game designer working on...
I'm sorry, guys. I do not care about build. I'm sorry. I hate building in every Sims game. I'm sorry.
And now I'm here to talk about the lot and region editor tools. The lot editor...
Oh, you can change the lot size. So that's pretty sick. You know, something I'm kind of sad about is... We even got this, I talked about this, I recorded a Sims 3 episode today, and I was talking about how they've never had, like, circular lot types. Like, they're always squares, which makes me so sad. Like, I want a circle lot type, but I don't think it would be possible. And even in, like, Life by You, they're not circular, they're not circles. It's like, I mean, I guess you can make your own custom lot size, but it's always a square.
To create and edit pre-existing lots. This means
I would assume on a technical side, someone in the comments can correct me, maybe this is like a game limitation. I think it's because when you code or when you develop a game engine like this, you have to do it in tiles, and tiles are always like a square, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's just my assumption of why I've never seen circle lot types. So, oh yeah, notice that the lot shop tag, y'all. Yeah, that would be really cool. I wish home workplace. Oh, so you can be like self-employed. You can set when the place is open or closed. You can see if it's a workplace or if it's public. The lots are really expensive, 780,000. Oh, this is another thing I'm curious about. The currency in game. Obviously, we've seen this little symbol here. Maybe I don't know what that symbol is. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me what that symbol is. But lots seem to be very, very expensive. Like, for this to be almost 800,000 simoleons. Oh, you guys can't see that. I'm sorry. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Sky. That's why you're here, right? You guys see that? 780,000 simoleons. That's so expensive. The UI at the top. Pizza, stop. Pizza's judging this UI. It looks very mobile game, but that's okay. That's okay. I think college for game art and even the engines we practice with always use squares. It's easier to manipulate a square than another shape. Yeah, that's my assumption too. Is the engines I make these games on, it's just so hard to make anything but a square. Yeah, I wonder how easy it is to earn money. That's what I'm so curious about. Like, what is this currency? Like, what is this? How much do you get paid when you do a shift? Maybe we'll learn that in this trailer. I don't know.
Any lot, from the beach to the public buildings to the homes to the businesses.
Ooh,
that
a
we
barn
provide.
house. That's cute. I love
You
it.
are editable, or you can create your own versions of all of these. The region editor tool allows you to move around all the lots in the game. So
Oh
if
my
you have a
god.
few you
Oh
like
my god. That just made my heart like leap. They're literally putting a house on the side of a mountain next to like a orchard or whatever that is, like a vineyard. I don't know what it is, but oh my
you want to
gosh.
clump them together in a little neighborhood, that is fair game. If you're just tired of driving to work and don't want to anymore, you can move your office right next door. All the lots in our
Love.
game were created using these
Oh my gosh, you can make neighborhoods. Do you guys just see that? Hold
and
on.
don't want to
Hope
anymore,
my head
you can
wasn't
move your office
in the
right next
way.
door.
Look at this. I'm gonna minimize this so you guys can see. You can make your own custom neighborhoods. You can make I guess terrain. Put down like I don't know what terrain means. Sunshine neighborhood. So this can be like a starting region. You can make like your own custom neighborhoods. That's super cool.
All the lots in our game were created using these lot editor tools, and I use the region editor to create the 2 neighborhoods that you'll see in game. And I'm most excited to see what players are going to do with the
I love
things
this
that we give
neighborhood, so
them as
cute.
building blocks. And I'm especially excited to see what players will build from the ground up and make their own.
So much for that, Hannah. And I really love that she went into how the world really becomes your oyster here.
Yeah, I love our build tool. It's so much fun making all your little houses. And of course, you can place them wherever you like in the world. You can have businesses as well as homes. And also our build tool enables you to add people. And people talk. And we have full real language conversation in our game.
Hey, I'm Gabriel, and I'm a senior game designer for Life by You. Throughout
He
development,
looks like one of the people in the game. Did they make him? I feel like I've seen this guy before in like the teaser images that they just showed.
a lot of my focus has been
Yo, why are you saying they speak fast? That's because I have it on 1.5. I'll put it on normal if you
designing
want.
gameplay it's been a lot of fun to work with the team to create something that we feel is not
It's
only
just so
innovative,
slow when I
but
listen to
fresh
it like
the
that.
genre. So in Life by You, you can talk to anyone and anyone can talk to you. Conversations is one of the ways in which you can build a relationship
There's a
with the
baddie
characters in
again.
your world. But what's really interesting about this feature is that all the conversations are being generated based off of your unique situation. So who you're talking to,
It's giving like a Fallout 4 like cutscenes when you like get in a cutscene in Fallout 4 and they kind of like move a little bit rigidly. It's funny.
where you're talking to them, and the type of relationship you have with that person, these are all getting factored into how that conversation
Oh, wait. We just saw, oh my gosh, that was a huge thing. I've never
thing about this
seen a
feature
screenshot of
is
this.
that all
See, I've seen a lot of stuff about this game on Twitter, but I've never seen this part. Look at this. Okay, here we go. This is huge right here. This is huge. So we have befriend, romance, antagonize. Yet again, we have those default Windows emojis. We have help, gossip. It's kind of giving me like Animal Crossing with like how you can give your villagers like presents and stuff like that. We have gossip. What does this say? Show percentage? What does that mean? We can do a random dice roll, so I assume it like chooses from any of these. I can't tell what that, it looks like a little lab vial where my mouse is. I can't tell what that is, but these are really cool to see like the interface. It looks a little bit, I don't know how I feel, but her face is like a jump scare. Her face is a jump scare, oh my god.
What this does is it creates a gameplay system that is emergent in storytelling and allows for no two conversations to
Even the jacket, he's in the game. I'm pretty sure they made this guy in the game. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure they made him in the game. The lab vial equals CC icon. Ooh, you might be right, actually.
ever be alike. There are countless choices and thousands of unique lines of written dialogue. So you really get to
There's
choose.
trash on the, wait, was there trash on the street? I didn't even see that. Hold on. Thank God I got y'all. Look at this. There is trash on the street. That is so cool. You can be like biking, like bike down the street and like throw your trash. Wait, I'm not promoting like littering, but I'm just saying maybe they like, you know, this guy just biked down the street, maybe he threw that trash in that trash pile. You know what I'm saying? It's giving New York City, okay?
Your unique situation. So who you're talking to, where you're talking to them, and the type of relationship you have with that person, these are all getting factored into how that conversation unfolds. What this does is it creates a gameplay system that is emergent in storytelling and allows for no two conversations to ever be alike. There are countless choices and thousands of unique lines of written dialogue. So you really get to choose how you respond in any of these situations. Almost every choice will affect the relationship in some way. So whether you
Yes.
want to be flirty or friendly or antagonistic, you really have the ability to steer
Your room is disgusting, just like you. How did I end up with a weirdo roommate? All you do is lie around. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
The conversation in the direction that you want to take it.
Your room
as
is
well as the
disgusting, just like you.
One of my
Oh, we didn't
favorite
get to
things
see the
do is to
response.
eavesdrop
Come
on the humans in the
on.
world.
The library is open. Oh, yes.
I've been working on this game for a while now, and I'm constantly surprised at the conversations that are happening uniquely.
Awesome. Now I know to look up for you. Oh, thank you for the hydration
I think
check.
this is going to open up a lot of opportunities for creative play and emergent storytelling. We really want you to be able to tell your own stories through this system, and we are just scratching the surface of what is possible. I can't wait to share more with you in the near future.
Thank you so much for that, Gabriel. That was
Yay.
really fun to watch.
I love our conversation system, and I love the way it hooks into social relationships, how it really impacts gameplay.
Yeah.
So you can annoy people, you can develop friendships with
Yes,
them.
I love
But
annoying
of course,
people.
because it's Life by You, we didn't want to stop with just our conversation.
not
We
at
went a step further.
Yeah, we want to see you modders. And there's actually a whole conversation creator, which let's throw it back to Gabriel for this because he's our resident expert on this. Back to you, Gabriel.
Hey, Gabriel here again, senior designer
hi
for
again.
Life by You. I was given the opportunity to help design the workflow for creating conversations using the conversation
The team
creator.
is all rather young people. You know, these are like all people in like late 20s, 30s, maybe late 30s. Rod Humble, I think, is the oldest person. No offense, Rod, but it's nice to see like there's the vibe is youthful. It's hopeful. It's optimistic. The team is rather young from what we've seen so far, which is pretty cool.
We knew from the very beginning we wanted to create a real language conversation system, but it was an extremely ambitious idea. So we needed a tool that would allow us to create a lot of choices and dialogue quickly. But not just that, we wanted to be able to share that tool with the player. With the conversation creator, you can create your own
Oh my God. Can we take a look at this dialogue creator? First of all, I have been heavily into narrative design, which is basically like, you know, when you play a game like Life is Strange, where you have different branching dialogues you can go through. This right here, this engine is literally that. There's a program called Twine out on the internet, and it's basically like what most narrative designers use in order to make branching dialogue trees in their video games. And that Twine program is literally what you're seeing here. It's so
dialogue
cool.
and tell your own stories. The same tools that we're using
Look at this.
to design the gameplay for conversations, we're making available to
Oh
you,
my
the player.
gosh.
You can edit existing lines of dialogue or create entirely new ones.
This makes me wonder if we'll have custom voices. Like, will we have voice actors reading out these? Because, you know, how it is in The Sims, you have predetermined lines of, I mean, they're not even speaking English. This is gonna either have to be, you're gonna have to use an AI voice generator, which who knows how that's gonna sound, might sound a little bit wonky, or there'll be no voices for the game, which is kind of strange to me to not have voices in a video game. You know, I don't know if I've ever played a video game that doesn't have like voices reading out the dialogue. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. I don't think they even speak. I don't think they speak, because if they're gonna do dialogue like this, then there's just, you know, you can make your own custom scenarios and they won't be able to say them out loud, because how are they gonna generate that, you know, when it's you making the scenario out, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Like to write and make a lot of dialogue options, we have a tool that
Look at this. We have a neutral answer, neutral response, neutral answer. Like, they all have different, I love the branching sort of dialogues. It's cool.
allows you to bulk edit and import your content. And the best part is you get to share this with the community so people can play your stories. The dream has always been to collaborate with the player and to be inspired by what they make. The Conversation Creator is a powerful tool that's going to allow you to tell your own stories and share that with the community. I am beyond excited to see what the community creates and where they take this content.
Thank
It
you
looks like, it does look like a pain in the ass to use. It's gonna be for a certain type of person that wants to make their own, you know, like I can imagine family players wanting to create like family scenarios. Like, for example, maybe a daughter wants to ask her mother if her friends can come over, or maybe she wants to ask her mother to go out on a date for the first time, and like we can have like a branching dialogue. Like, I can imagine familial modders and familial Sims players, or sorry, Life by You players, wanting to create those more family oriented scenarios and that sort of thing. But I don't know if I'd ever personally use this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Oh, that's something that Plumbella was talking about too, is slang, like regional slang. I guess you can have that now because she's from Middlesbrough, which they have like a lot of regional slang there, and you can obviously write in your own scenarios, and I'm sure like creators will create like packs, like dialogue packs and that sort of thing and whatnot. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You can make like your own dialects and whatnot.
So much, Gabriel. I love feeling inspired by your own tools.
Me too, me too. I love our conversation tools. I love the fact that you can batch import, and I really love the drag and drop and
Yeah.
the branching editor, so you can visually see it as you're
See what
crafting
you're
the
doing.
conversation.
Exactly.
And then you can share them with your friends.
Yeah.
Because we're the most moddable life sim.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't just
Most
stop.
moddable life sim. He like looked at the camera. He's like,
Friends.
moddable life
Because we're
sim.
the most moddable life sim.
He's so smug about it. He's so, look at that smile he did after he said that. He is so smug about it. We're the most moddable life sim. Wink. I love it. I love it. I love his shade.
Exactly. And we don't just stop at conversations, which is one thing I appreciate. You can actually edit objects in our game. And let's actually throw it to Hannah again. She's going to talk us through our object editor. Back to you, Hannah.
Hey, it's Hannah again, and now let's talk about the object editor tool. You can add, change, or attach functionality to any of the objects in game with this tool.
Ooh.
If you want to go deep with it, you can create your own script.
Look at this. You can also, oh my gosh. So we just got confirmation right here in this screenshot. You can have babies, toddlers, child, teen, adult, and elder. Those are gonna be the life stages in this screenshot right here. And you can change, I guess you can change the functionality of every object. So like, say I didn't want this trash bin to be a trash bin anymore. I wanted it to be like a bed. I can like change the functionality to be a bed, and then my person can go and sleep in the trash bin. If you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it doesn't appear to be any young adults, which is interesting. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any young adult life stage. I think it's just straight teen to adult to elder.
Scripts
That's interesting.
with the script editor and add those onto objects. If you just want to mess around and break the rules a little bit, you can do so. An example of this would
Someone
be
did
if you
toilet.
want to use
No
a flower
way.
bush as a toilet.
No way.
You can just move those toilet interactions
Oh my
onto that flower
God.
bush using this editor, and then you've got a flower bush toilet.
Yes.
We use these editors to create everything in the base game.
I love the blur too.
and
Do you guys see that? They have the blur. This is how the blur is gonna
we
look in
wanted
the
to switch
game.
Toilet. We
Watch.
use these editors to
You can see the blur right there. It's not gonna be like a mosaic like the Sims game has. It's like an actual like Gaussian blur, which is interesting.
create everything in the base game, and we wanted to make all the tools available to us as designers
Oh, I love that you can see the animations too.
available to you as players. We'll be showing off more creator tools in the coming months, including a model editor that will allow you to
I love
change
that
the
they're
look
showing
and
stuff
feel
so
of
early
some of
on.
these objects.
What's it gonna
Thank
be
you
called?
so much
That's
for that,
interesting.
Hannah. The
Wait,
flower
maybe
bush-
we could have seen it. No, I guess not, because that would be like a, I don't know. Maybe
Toilet
someone
gets
will
me every
have
time.
It's pretty
seen
fun.
it in the
I'm
coming
sure that members
months.
of our community will come up with even more amusing
Absolutely.
gameplay modifiers. What's great about it is every 3D object that you see, you can entirely modify.
Yep.
You can use our visual scripting language, and you can add your own gameplay. In fact, we are shipping with the game all of the tools built into the game that we
Yes.
use
Yeah.
on the dev team to make the game, including the quest editor. We've got the skill editor.
I want you guys.
Okay.
We got a lot.
Don't worry, we're gonna show you a bunch of these editors.
Oh, she's shut him down. I really want you guys to understand how truly rare it is for a game to ship with all these kind of different editors in it. Like, they said script editor, we saw object editor, all this, that, and the other, world editor, obviously, but like, The Sims 3 shipped with the Creator World editor, which was pretty big for its time. I mean, to be able to edit the world and make your own world, that's pretty big. That's a pretty big, you know, monumental achievement, but we have never gotten this much control. Like, branching dialogue editors built into the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna ship what they use to make the game with the game. That's huge. That is huge. That is huge. We have to just kind of give them props for that, because that is actually crazy.
In the future, we've really only scratched the surface. We hope to give you all of the tools to basically run free, you know?
Yes.
And be as creative as you need to be.
Yeah, we just want to give you the keys to your creative world and to express yourself with the freedom however you like.
Yeah, and definitely stay tuned for more information about all of this. We are looking out for our mod community, and we're so excited to share more. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh my gosh.
How can you get Life by You?
Life by You is available for pre-order now on the Epic Games Store. If you pre-order, you
Oh,
gain
so
Life-
September 12th, which I said earlier, September 12th, 2023, first 100K early access player get an invite to the Discord private server. Well, I'm sure I'm already too late. Anyway, are we excited? Are we excited? I think I am. I'm gonna play it, obviously. Like, what do I look like now playing a new simulation game? Yeah, there's definitely gonna be no seasons in the base game. There's definitely gonna be no pets in the base game. I think that's it. That's the conclusions I came to. It was cool getting a first glimpse, and I really like breaking down these sort of things. What does this mean for The Sims 4? I guess we should kind of like broach that topic, right? Honestly, I don't think this means anything for The Sims 4. This will not be death to The Sims 4. I think that Life by You can coexist when The Sims 4 exists, if that makes sense. What does this mean for Sims 5? I don't know. I think The Sims 5, by the time we get there, this game and Paralives both will have both been very, very released. Paralives doesn't even have like a set release date. Paralives is another simulation game, if you don't know, that's like, we've seen teasers and stuff for it, but it's very much so like in the beginning stages of everything. It looks very alpha for sure. You have to kind of like that alpha style, which I don't mind. I mean, I literally play The Sims 3, so I really don't care about alpha stuff. Graphics are a little bit not to my liking, but I'm sure they'll be better by the time the game comes out. And the life that you will end up surpassing the Sims team, honestly. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think this is gonna be a good competitor, but The Sims, I talked about this before. Listen, The Sims 4 has done a lot of things wrong, right? Like, unarguably, the gameplay, the sort of lack of content, and no toddlers in the base game. Your Sims went right from babies to children. No pools in the base game. All that kind of stuff. We can make a whole list another day. That topic is endless, right? The things that The Sims 4 has done well. And listen, just because I don't like something or a person does not mean I don't give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me as a person. I will give credit where credit is due. And I will say, The Sims 4 marketing is the best marketing team the Sims franchise has ever had. They have somehow managed to tap in to an audience that has otherwise never been tapped into with The Sims 4. The game runs on toaster computers. In addition, the marketing is insane. I can go to the most random of a website and get a Sims 4 ad. Of course, that's like, that also kind of like leads into like your cookies in your browser and what your cookies in your browser are stored and what they think, you know, you'd like to see it as an ad the most. But EA is paying for those ads to be there. Like, they have an ad campaign that they are pushing out onto these various websites. You know what I'm saying? So that's so to say, I will give credit where credit is due. The Sims 4 has flawlessly marketed their game. There's just the way that they partner with creators and sort of how they have captivated social media and the YouTube sphere in specific is like nothing I've ever seen before. I don't think they're ever going to be able to be, you know, overtaken in that regard. I really don't think so. They have such a momentum behind the series. It's like the My Wedding Story stuff. Like, everyone was like, boycott this, but what happened to that same energy now? Like, people play My Wedding Stories all the time. They never fixed it. The reason why people cannot boycott The Sims is because there's no other place for them to go to play the game. There's no other place, literally. Where else are you gonna play a Sims game? There's really no other competitor at this point in time. So that's why games like Life by You and Paralives are so good, is because EA actually has to have standards now, and they can't just feed us crumbs instead of, you know, giving shitty updates. They actually have something to compete with. So that's so to say, what does this mean for The Sims 4? I don't necessarily think anything. I think both games can coexist, and I think that they will coexist. I don't think that Life by You will ever have the ability, or Paralives for that matter, as much as it pains me to say. The Sims is going on 20 years of being a game, and it's got that legacy behind it. My older sister knows what The Sims is, but she's like a millennial. She's like 30 something. She will never know what Life by You is, or she will never know what Paralives is. So that's all I gotta say. Really. Both games will coexist, and they will continue to coexist, to be honest. What do you guys think? I know we were talking about it like as we watched the trailer, but just to put this out there, you can pre-order it on Epic, or you can wishlist on Steam. I wonder if the game will have lore. That is a good question to raise. Like, will they have their own like versions of Bella Goth, and will Risa Smith be the new Bella Goth? She was in the trailer. Like, come on. That was a very in-depth conversation but thorough discussion of Miss Life by You. Yes, I try to be thorough when I cover these things. I mean, if I'm gonna half-ass the in-depth research, then why even do it? If I'm not gonna go in and like analyze frame by frame, what is the point of me covering it? I'll just have been repeating what everyone else has already been said. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of your time and my time. So I try to go frame by frame and work these things out, and like what this means for like the whole game as a whole, you know what I'm saying? So that'll conclude my coverage of Life by You. We'll have to see what updates come in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna be following, especially because it has Rod Humble like in the game, not in the game, but like spearheading it as executive producer, whatever his role is, community man, I forget what his role is, something manager like that.